Hi, amazing ones. How are you? Debra Sunderland of Sunderland Coaching, really wanting to share with you the power you have that you might not be accessing. I'm going to say you probably aren't because we haven't been taught this to the masses unless we've actually sought it out and have learned to practice the power of our emotional intelligence. So I just want to share over the next few series why we have feelings, how to use them in our decision making, how to be aware of them in other people, and how do we move them so that they aren't blocks in our relationships or actually make us sick. So in my last series, I talk about where emotions come from. They come from our thoughts that generate an electrical current in our body, and that electrical current is energy in motion, which we call emotion. So it's not scary, it's not weird, it's not woo-woo, it is science. So I want to share with you the emotion of fear. Last time I talked about anger. Let's talk about fear. Fear can come with a little bit of anxiety. We can see our chest kind of tighten, our stomach swirl about, and we can't think straight because we're focused on that thing that we think we need to have, or we need someone to do what we want in order to feel safe, in order to feel that we're going to be okay, or to believe that we're okay. And so we hold on and we cling to whatever that is. And then when we don't get it, we get more anxious. We might even get into terror because we might lose a job and we might not have enough money to pay our bills and we don't see where that money is going to come from. And then the unconscious mind generates more stories that tell us we're going to lose everything and all the things, and then we spiral down. This is normal, guys. So how do we stop the spiraling down? The spiraling down stops with accepting where we're at. When you experience an emotion like fear, just notice where it's at in your body. Fear lives in your belly. We know that. It makes acid course through our belly. It makes us tighten our stomach. It makes us have a stomach ache or ulcers or just anxiety that we just, it just seems to like take over our entire being. So what I want for you to do when you notice that you have this anxiety, instead of, as I said in the last video, pushing it away, actually say, thank you, anxiety. Thank you, fear. Thank you for being here, because you're here to give me wisdom. So start to flip your thinking, which will generate a new electrical current in your body because you're shifting your thinking, which generates the electrical current. So right away, thank it. So thank you, fear. Thank you, anxiety. And then accept it for being there. Because when we resist, we get more of it, right? Whenever we push against something, it's going to push back against us. So we don't want to ignore, we don't want to resist, we want to welcome. And then we want to breathe as much as we can, because when we're anxious, we can't breathe very deeply. And science shows that's why we make short-sighted decisions. We're like a deer in the headlights when we're anxious and we don't feel all the way through, because we're not fully breathing. The stomach won't allow us to fully breathe because it's too tight. So just as much as you can breathe, breathe and accept the fear, the anxiety. And I just want you to do that right now. And notice that you are safe right here, right now. You're able to listen to this video. You're probably surrounded by a building. You've got clothes on. You've probably eaten. You have enough just right here, right now, and you're safe. And see if you can let the emotion, remember the emotion only lasts as long as 90 seconds, only a minute and a half if we let it come. And it might be a little flutter of fear, like anxiety, or it might be a huge flutter, a huge volcano of anxiety that turns into terror, right? We get these electrical currents that come in different states, and that's normal too, the electrical current that comes through our body. So once you feel it's come through you, the intelligence of fear says, caution, slow down, look at what is here. what needs to be paid attention to. Now, if you're a business owner like me and you've avoided fear most of your life, you're going really fast and you're doing a bunch of things. And when fear comes up, you go even faster and you push even harder. And you're not thinking straight, like I said earlier, because you've got fear and it's blindsiding you. And we can't have blindsided decision making because we're going to miss what's here. And then we're probably going to have to do something over again, or we're going to get into conflict with someone, or we're going to get a result we don't want. So the power of our fear is to feel it all the way through. Thank it for being here. Take a few deep breaths and ask yourself, what does it want you to pay attention to? And slow yourself down, because fear tends to keep us running hard like there's a lion chasing us, right? So slow yourself down, and the way we slow ourselves down is to just be in our breath. Get out of your head, get out of the thoughts. If this is not, you cannot think your way out of feelings. That's what we mostly do. You cannot think your way out. You will make yourself sick if you try and think your feelings away, because they'll get stored in your adrenals. Get out of your head, and actually maybe put your hand on your belly, thank it for being here, and say thank you for being here. And then breathe a little more deeply. Take a pause. Fear is telling you to take a pause. If you're with a group of people and you don't feel comfortable, excuse yourself. Go to a different room, go to the bathroom, get outside, and do your work. Your work is taking care of yourself. If you store the fear in your body, you're going to get sick. It is going to cause you to have stomach issues. Okay, I know this because I had them, and it came from my fear. I had a lot of anxiety and fear growing up as a child. And I know this can happen, that we just push it down. And I know we can heal because I've healed myself by breathing and accepting. Remember, resistance will only fight you. So surrender and say, thank you, fear, for being here. Thank you, anxiety. Thank you, terror. This will only last up to 90 seconds. I'm not going to die. And I'm going to get the emotional intelligence and pay attention to what is here right now. You rock, sending you love.